May I remind you that trading is risky and not suitable for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Welcome to QuantBox Daily. Today is November 25th, the day after Thanksgiving. I hope those of you celebrating Thanksgiving had a wonderful day yesterday. I'm quite sure it's extending into the weekend, so I imagine that today might be a quiet day trading-wise. But let's take a look nonetheless. So here we are, euro dollar bias neutral. In terms of news, we got some medium and high impact news coming out of Europe today. Quite a bit coming out of the various European countries. And then nothing coming out of the US today. So yeah, just, be aware of that. Neutral bias. Okay. Pound dollar. Neutral. No news coming out of the UK today. USD CAD, neutral. Aussie dollar USD, neutral. Kiwi dollar USD is still a buy. Japanese yen pairs. Aussie yen, neutral. CAD yen, neutral. Euro yen is a buy. Pound yen is a buy. And Kiwi yen is a buy. Okay. Then in terms of Swiss franc pairs, Euro Swissy is a sell. Pound Swissy is neutral. Aussie Swissy is neutral. Kiwi Swissy is a buy. And CAD Swissy is a buy. All right, let's take a look at our technicals. Starting off with euro dollar. Here we are up here. Okay, so from a daily perspective, we're still way above the monthly profit taking zone. Not forming any kind of structured range here. But we are currently, from an H4 perspective, at the top of the range. Looks a bit different to the daily, but if you include wicks on the daily, suddenly it makes more sense, yes? So euro dollar up at the top of the range. Okay, well, not looking for a buy here. What was interesting is I was looking at this last night and I was saying, okay, well, prices come up to the top of the range. You don't have a higher low on the way up there. And now price is just chilling at the top of this range. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for a lower low, lower high. I could, if I get a lower low, lower high in this price over here, sort of lower low, lower high price closing at resistance, I'm interested. With bias being neutral, it tells you that you might want to just sit back. Again, I know. That's all I ever say. I know it's getting boring already. I get that. Tell me about it. I'm in the same boat, my friends. I don't say these things because I want to. I say them because that's the way it is. So looking at this price at top of the range, I'd like to see some indication of bearishness. Of course, because price is at top of the range, you might not get the lower low, lower high on this time frame. So keep an eye on your H1 time frame, even M15. Okay, now pay attention to the price in M15. Look at what's interesting. Price came down, broke the 55, didn't come up for a double top. Price came up and is now sort of consolidating. So that should be concerning. Okay, look at your 2155, completely flat. Look at that volatility since yesterday, completely flat. That tells you maybe today's a good day to sit by the pool if you're enjoying summer, or to sit by the fire if you're enjoying, I suppose, if it's cold, or just like, having fun with the family, right? Join everyone else in their festivities for Thanksgiving weekend. You can always come back to the chart at every market open and have a look and see, like, do you have a drop below and pull back up? Okay, or double top, or something that signifies you want to take a trade. But in the meantime, look at that volatility. You definitely want to take it easy today. Okay, on euro dollar. On pound, let's look at Aussie first. Aussie dollar USD, yeah, same situation. Also, like, coming up to the top of the range here. Look at the wicks. So looking left-hand side, nothing significant from a resistance perspective, but over here still consolidating quite a bit. No higher lows before hitting up into that area, so certainly could be a place where price comes down. Easy to observe, my friends. You're not looking to buy up here. Look at all the red lines. Just look at M15. Keep an eye on that. Okay. Now, what's interesting is that price broke the 55, came up, made this higher high. You can see it broke above that. And now it's come down and made a higher low. I wouldn't buy it. You can look at the volatility, low, 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 low. All you're looking for is a lower, low, lower high. So if you came back every sort of market open, have a look at your charts, do you get an opportunity to sell? That's if you're a bear. If you're a bull, then, well, right now you're not in a position where you want to buy. Okay. So you're either looking for selling opportunities or you're doing nothing. Pound dollar, sitting at that weekly M4 target. That's interesting. I like that. Okay. Also, notice how there's no higher low before price got there. So pound dollar, great place for selling, but you need to get that lower low, lower high, right? So you can see how price is chilling over here. Okay. Well, it's quite clear what you have to wait for. Again, notice how price breaks the 55, doesn't come up for a double top. Okay. So if that's the case, if price comes down, it tells me that price is going to come back up again. But if I was going to buy, I'd like to buy in position. I tell you what, my friends, the temptation to buy pound dollar off of this support here early this week was huge. I didn't post the signal because I don't trade out of position. And this over here, when price is ranging like this, out of position, not a fan, okay? Not a fan at all. If I was going to buy pound dollar, I should have bought down here. But down here, I wasn't a bull. Over here, I wasn't a bull either. What made me a bull? Oh, look, suddenly price is going up. No, I'm not a bull. I am a bear. Why? Because of US interest rates. Okay, so you read the minutes and you saw there was chatter about slowing down. I'm telling you right now, my friends, look at the facts. Inflation in the USA is 7%. Inflation target is 2%. How do you think that's going to come down? Wait and see. Watch what happens. Do you think that the efforts that have been taken so far are going to bring inflation down? No. Remember what Powell said in his press briefing. We're not done yet. Now, obviously, the Fed say things and central banks say things. They talk price up and down. They slow the markets down because they don't want crazy volatility. Okay. So just pay attention to the reality. Of course, you know, there's also reasons to be buying pound because the BOE is also increasing interest rates. So it's a bit of an interesting situation. I think right now, what you should be doing is just looking at price and saying, well, have I got any indication of a trend in position? If this role reversal took place in position, and what I mean by in position, I mean in position monthly. Down here, when price came up that monthly M2 previously, earlier on, yeah, okay. I mean, like, you know, could I have bought off of the support over here? I could have. Did I? No, I didn't. I mean, it was a great place to buy in position monthly, in position weekly, off a roll reversal. Probably should have. Didn't because of my bias at the time. QuantBox said pound dollar was bearish. Okay, cool. But again, obviously, we got reasons to buy and reasons to sell. So at this point in time, based on that, I think paying attention to technicals makes the most sense. So now we're up here. If you didn't buy down here, you didn't buy down here, you certainly aren't buying over here. And if you are over here, you're aware of the profit-taking zone. Okay, cool. And you're aware of the fact that today is a Friday. Okay, cool. So we could come down, absolutely, no doubt about it. Also pay attention to the fact that price did not touch support over here. We haven't made a higher low over here. We haven't made a higher low over here. So price is going to return back down here, but you need some indication of the fact that is going to happen. Now, unfortunately, to get a lower low, lower high would make this bearish. Now, if price is going to come all the way down to support and then come off that support, do you get the lower low, lower high? Well, I don't think price is going to just like drop, come straight down. You should get lower lows and lower highs, pull back 21, pull back to roll reversal. So keep an eye on that, but be aware of the fact that you have got support down here, okay? Now, of course, all you need to do then is pay attention to M15 chart. If you get the lower low, lower high, the pullback, then, you know, Bob's your uncle. But if you get down to here and you suddenly start seeing higher highs and higher lows, then you know it's time to get out. It's just a little scalp, okay? What's interesting, though, is you've got quite a significant daily profit-taking zone. You've got a 21, you've got a 55. There's lots of things that are in your way of selling, which is why I'm saying make sure you get the lower low, lower high. Now, of course, you could also do that in an H1 time frame. Look at this range over here, trade the breakout, not for a buy, but for a sell. If this continues to go up, well, then if you're in the buys from lower down, you haven't taken profit. But if you have taken profit, then, well, good place to take profit because it is a weekly M4. If I was going to take profit, I'd make sure I take profit on a lower low, lower high to make sure I know that this is now suddenly going down. Okay, so use your discretion. Ultimately, very low volatility, like with everything else, but it doesn't stop you from paying attention to your charts as we head into more market opens. From a London perspective, you don't really have a trade signal there. London perspective, we're all consolidating. An M15 London perspective, still consolidating, right? But that could change. So keep an eye on things throughout the day. But again, remember, it's one of those things, right? You could either have some nice volatility, or you could have like just dead volatility. Who knows what happens? So pay attention to price as you go through the day. In terms of Kiwi dollar, we're all the way up here. Okay. All I'm thinking about right now is like counter trend trade next month at a profit taking zone. Okay, great. Also, again, notice how we haven't made a higher low on top of the range. So price could come all the way back down. All you're looking for is a lower low, lower high. Nothing on the H1 yet. M15, nothing on the M15 yet. Okay, well, that makes the job really easy. Notice how this theme is continuing throughout your dollar pairs. Okay. USD CAD. Well, you can see here, we didn't buy USD CAD off of the support over here. Remember I told you, I was like, I'm not going to buy it unless price closes at that support, because if I do, price is going to come all the way back down. Look, price came back down. So if I did buy it there, right now I'd be challenged by price coming down to knock me out. I don't want to have that. If I buy a roll reversal, I want it to go up and up and up and up. So the rule is price must close at the roll reversal, not break the roll reversal. Cool. Well, now we're in this situation here, and I forget about what happened over there because that's past news. Now we're in this consolidation over here. So if you're looking for a buy because of the position you're in, all you're looking for is a higher, higher, higher low. The exact same thing we were looking for before. And you can see we clearly don't have it. M15 clearly don't have it. Okay. To be honest with you, I do prefer the other pairs compared to this. But I guess they're all the same, really. But the thing is, here you got like nasty resistance price. The market treating the 2155 like it's resistance, but I don't see it as resistance because where's the lower low? Now we're sitting at the supports. That looks like a very tight range. Be careful of that. Okay. Aussie yen. Oi, oi, oi. I mean, look at that. Okay. Look at that nasty. This ain't going to be this way the whole time. So we're going to continue paying attention to this. I'm just going to look for movements in this. I want to see a move up or down. Obviously, I'm looking for down because I prefer to sell this based on where price is from a yearly pivot point perspective. And we're then looking for a close at resistance. It's going to happen one day. This little range we've had on these yen pairs will not last forever. And when it does end, it's going to make a lot of pips. Okay, because that's how it works. When price finishes consolidating and when price eventually goes in the original direction, that could be down, profit taking. However, I've been waiting for yen strength since last January. So talk about patience, right? So we'll see what happens with this, but nothing right now. Nothing right now at all. CAD yen, we're now down to the profit taking zone. Okay, cool. But notice how when we came down, we didn't get a pullback to roll reversal. We just came straight down. Now we're consolidating. There's no like lower low, lower high. Okay, cool. Let's sell this for the next year. And that's what I'm looking for, friends. That's what I'm looking for. That's where the money shot is. Okay. So nothing of that nature so far. I'm looking for very specific lower low, lower high to end this range. Right now we're just coming down to the bottom of the range. Okay, fine. I don't trade ranges, so I'm going to wait for that. Euro yen, we had a buy on the QuantBox. Your position weekly, but look at that price action. I wouldn't, not with a barge call. Pound yen, also not interested in that. Look at that nasty. Okay, leaving that alone. And then Kiwi yen, not interested in that either. You can just sort of see it's just not very welcoming and inviting. This is the Aussie Swissy. No, thank you. Nothing for me there. These risk pairs, the Swiss pairs and the yen pairs, just continue doing the same thing, but don't get complacent. Pay attention to what's going on. Now, you might look at this and say, okay, cool, there's a buying opportunity because you're at a profit-taking zone. Okay, cool, and get a higher high, higher low. It's as easy as that. Okay, nothing yet. You can see price breaks this resistance, doesn't close that support. The same as that USD CAD trade, right? This is going to come down. I don't know when though, so I'm not saying you must sell this. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't buy this. Remember, trade position, buy low, sell high. Then you get the 21 EMA, I wouldn't sell that either, because that just into a profit taking zone, no thanks. Into profit taking at a profit taking zone, no thank you. And leave that one alone. Euro Swissy, yo, not interested. And pound Swissy, all the way up here, but very much ranging. And then Kiwi Swissy, no, out of position for a buy. I don't like this trend. Why don't I like it? Because of all this resistance left-hand side. Okay. It's bullish, but it's bearish. It's like a weird mix. Okay. It's quite strange, actually. But what you could be doing is if you're lining up resistance left-hand side, you could be looking at that and saying, give me a lower low, lower high. For sure, you're in position for that. You're in position for that. Okay. When in doubt, look at position. Say, okay, well, am I in position for a buy or a sell? I'm in position for a sell. Okay, cool. Let's take a look. Do I have lower lows and lower highs? Do I have lower lows and lower highs? What is the trend right now? Well, I don't really have a trend because traders are going to treat this. And you can see what's interesting is that price came off this resistance here, but really it didn't really close there. It's now coming up into resistance, left-hand side. So look at this higher low, though. Be careful. Higher low before price closes at resistance. That's not what you want to see. You want to see lower lows and lower highs, not higher highs. So not higher lows and then price closing at resistance. So you want to sort of fold this into itself. It looks like consolidating it to me. But having said that, if you got a lower low, lower high on H4, H1, then and you're in position for a sell, why not? Yeah. I like these dollar pairs more, to be honest. Specifically, like pound dollar, interesting for me. Okay, that weekly profit taking zone looks yummy. Again, prices are now above the monthly profit taking zone, so we get kind of like a rock and a hard place. But ultimately, if you got lower lows and lower highs, then groovy. Okay. Cool. So what I will be doing today is I'm going to enjoy my day, enjoy the day with the rest of the people celebrating the Thanksgiving weekend. But I'll come back at New York and see what's going on. I'll come back at New York Stock Exchange, see what's going on. And if I see anything worthwhile, I'll post a video. If not, then I'll see you guys on Monday. Well done to those of you who stayed patient this week. Really and truly, not easy to do. But you know what? If at the end of the week you haven't lost money, give yourself a high five, pat in the back. You were patient, you were disciplined, and now you've remained liquid. That's the way to do it, my friends. This madness will end soon. You'll see. And at some point in time, we'll be taking trades at roll reversals in position, making nice money. It'll be great. But until then, we remain in control, don't we? Of course. Hoorah. Have an amazing day, friends. And to those of you celebrating Thanksgiving weekend, have an amazing weekend. I'll either see you at New York if there is a post, but if there's nothing going on, I'm going to leave it alone, and I'll see you on Monday. All the best. Cheers.